What the fuck was that?
Why you so upset, man?
I just witnessed one of the dumbest superhero deaths in fucking TV history, bro. Come on!
I need to hear your reaction.
All right, listen.
You're getting a bit off topic here, sir. All right.
Because that's the rule number one. So I'm at home like a fucking bum. But you know what?
Hey, don't get used to it.
I know it's the hard part.
Being a bum ain't so bad when you got a roof over your head. You know.
Well, no. Like that, I have a job. It's just these folks are very, very slow with the intake process. So,
right.
You know.
Is it guaranteed?
Unfortunately, I can't get used to it.
Right. Hey, that's the dream at some point, at least for me. Like I'm a bum, but check still. Well, see, you're gonna make me sound old again. Never mind. So you talking about Chainsawman, right?
Chainsawman, yeah.
Hey, that is a very good anime fan. I like it when the product, an anime, whatever, has a lot of hype coming in and it lives up to the expectations. And so far, it has.
It has, man. It has. Yeah. It's entertaining.
Yeah. Did you watch the latest episode? Episode 6?
I did. I just got done with it.
Are you as annoyed as I am with the girl with the knife?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Please kill. I was like, dude, just kill her. Can we knock it off? Kill her already. Jesus.
I thought maybe she has like a hidden power or something. There's a reason she's on that team. They're not just gonna accept any normal person. I don't think so. But so far, she hasn't. Her and the other dude, the dude who likes the girl with the one eye patch.
Yeah.
They seem completely useless so far, and the girl mostly is pissing me off. I thought she was doing something when she did the peace sign thing, but I guess that was just to show that this is me. We're still in the same spot. I thought she was doing something. I'm like, oh, nope, she didn't do a damn thing. Start drinking toilet bowl water. I'm like, what? Yeah, so I'm good. I'm not a fan of her. But overall, show I really enjoy it. It's a simple plot. The protagonist has a simple goal, and I absolutely love it. Oh, and that intro. Look, intro needs to hit for anime. It completes the process.
Every time. Yes, it does. That is part of the recipe. It does. Yeah.
And I should have realized that when Attack on Titan did not hit for me. Like, I don't think I like this intro.
Well, they got like 3 different intros, so they change intros like once every 2 or 3 seasons.
If the first one don't get me, then it's probably a bad sign. It's like, oh, you didn't put a lot of effort into this. So.
Man, listen, you're like the only one that feels that way about Attack on Titan, dude. Like,
it seems like it.
Attack on Titan. I love the soundtrack. I love the intros. I love the outros. Like, a lot of people agree with me here. You're like in the minority on this one.
Hey, look, after a recent conversation in a smaller group on Facebook, I realized those people exist, and apparently I'm one of those people where it just
yes. You're just in that minority faction, man. It just didn't work for you guys. It was just like, hey, listen, it's fine. I get it. Listen, hey, look, we've been over my counterculture points as well, right? It's just
right.
Not everything hits, man. Not everything lands for people. It's a weird alchemy.
Yeah. But yeah. So let's see. The 6 episodes in. So like overall, what do you like about Chainsawman?
I like the silliness of it all, and I like how they sort of like explore the awkwardness that is teenage youth. You got this young man Denji, who's just horny as hell.
Very.
He could, and he has his ability to turn into chainsaws, and he used that ability to move closer to his goal of sex. Ultimately, he touched a boob, and he was like, "That's it," and then he realized, "I need more." And he has this very weird relationship with Makima, his boss / I don't know, Dami Mommy. I don't know what they got going.
She's clearly was it a dominatrix?
Yeah.
A mistress, or maybe she's just doing that because she knows that's what gets her motivated.
That's what gets him going. That's what motivates him, right? So she's like, "Listen, he's horny. I'll just use it against him."
Yeah,
Uh, and it's funny, man. It's funny. It's funny. It's a little bit like it's like they take some of the they take some of the principles from what's that? The not Demon Slayer.
Bleach.
Not
Oh, you haven't
nah, I
watched
never seen
Bleach.
Bleach. I never seen Bleach.
So,
What's the curses? Jujutsu Kaisen, with
oh,
like instead of it being curses, they're devils.
right.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's a normal trope in a lot of these anime for teenage boys. It's the protagonist is always something special, no one's seen before, but then later on it gets revealed, oh no, this has been done before, type of deal. And it's like, oh, he's merged with a devil. That's not supposed to happen. So he's that. He They're usually either extremely horny or not horny at all. And
yeah,
clearly this guy's very horny. And then it just goes in because he became this thing that it's not supposed to happen. He's been brought into this world now of more um, odd individuals. I thought it was very Bleach-ish mixed with a little Demon Slayer, but I threw the Demon Slayer thing out. So the only reason I said Demon Slayer because he when he killed the devil, or he tried talking to it or something. I forget what. It was one of the early episodes. Oh, uh, the guy with the ponytails like use your chainsaws to kill it, and he's like, "I'm gonna just use this axe real quick." And he's like, "Why didn't you use the chainsaw?" He's like, "Well, I'm half demon, and I felt like I wouldn't be." He's something, something like that. I wouldn't want to get
it
caught
was
up.
like an empathy. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then you
yeah,
find out he just didn't want to get blood on the porno mags. I was like, oh, this isn't Demon Slayer at all. Like, he's just really horny. He's like, I just didn't want to get blood on the porno mag, so I'm gonna take this from you. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
This is not Demon Slayer at all. But it's very bleach. It's a very bleach Hunter Hunter type thing. So yeah, and it's just good. It's funny in all the right moments. Taika
Yeah.
Waititi can take a note from that. It's just good. It's simple and
They
good.
always coming after Taika. Jesus Christ.
Listen, I didn't mean. Listen, after last night conversation, my head's been swirling because I thought when you thought you understood someone and then they throw a curveball and it's like, wait, I don't know anything about this person. It just completely threw me off. And then, so what I do is I direct my disappointment and hate towards something I don't like,
What? Are you, oh,
which
you
is,
talking about the Black Panther take?
yeah, that was just weird to me. It
Yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't have the emotion. Like
yeah,
I I don't think he saw the movie. It wasn't as emotional as the first movie. I know you
yeah,
haven't seen it
yeah,
yet, but
yeah.
that just completely blew my mind. I'm like, oh, okay. It was like then he explained why everything he didn't like it, and I'm like 100%. I'm 180 on all the things he brought up. It's weird to have complete opposite interpretations of one thing. I just don't account that enough, I guess. Especially with someone I, knew and all I know and all that. It was just weird. Came out of nowhere. Kind of like when you say you didn't like Logan. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it was just a surprise. But you find it interesting that the Gun Devil popped up in America.
Uh,
I
yeah, I
found
caught
that
that.
very
Yeah, yeah,
interesting that the gun devil wasn't really that powerful, but
yeah, yeah,
America made it
yeah. America. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Just gonna
America. Fuck yeah.
Hey, that's a good movie as well. That's a
Yeah.
fantastic movie. You seen that movie, right?
I saw it in Iraq. Yeah,
Same here.
I
I
saw it in
saw it
Iraq.
in Iraq
I
as
think I
well.
think we all saw it in Iraq. That just seems like one of those things you watch on a deployment.
Right. I watched. I think I told you this before. I watched that movie, and then I listened to Kanye West's album that came out around that time every day when I was in a certain area in Iraq because it sucked being there. And but that's like all we had, and I listened and watched that same stuff every day, and it really helped me out. But yeah, I just found that interesting that America made the gun devil powerful. It was just very interesting. I like the backstories. Like this is season 1 and it's in the early episodes, so they're going to sprinkle in backstories while trying to drive the plot.
Yep.
It's just there's really there's no goal really besides Denji's need to
Yeah,
squeeze through
there
the
doesn't
sex.
seem to be like a giant overarching plot, and
Right.
I guess the gun devil situation will be that.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like they're building up to the gun devil. Denji wants to kill the gun devil because
Yep.
he gets whatever he wants from old girl if he does that. Uh
The women of Chainsaw Man. I mean, look, power.
Power is fantastic.
I mean,
I love her. I love her attitude and I like their dynamic. Her and Denji's dynamic is
yeah.
very interesting.
And what's the one eyed girl's name? The girl with the eye patch. I call her a Hunch knockoff, but whatever.
I haven't learned her name yet, and I haven't given her a nickname yet.
Okay.
I guess I'll call her Ghost Girl because she has a ghost devil. She has the
Yeah, the
ghost
Ghost
devil.
Devil. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, everybody's just really horny at all times, except the guy with the ponytail. He's the only Southern bastard. Uh, he's
Right.
not. I mean, he's kind of out for sex, but it's like mock him up. But it's sort of like a more mature, repressed version, right? You know.
I don't know if he is, man. I think his thing is I want this gun devil at any cost type thing. Especially the way
Yeah.
this recent episode ended. I think he's all aboard. I think his main purpose in life is that, and if I think in his mind, if he dies after that, he's good. You know,
Yeah.
he's like that. He's the experienced guy who has a motive, and that's like his only motive type thing. I don't know if Jujutsu Kaisen, his type of guy that hangs out. I don't know none of the name with the main character.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, are you talking Gojo?
So the three that hang out, the girl, the main
Okay.
character, and then the one with the animals.
Yes, Megami.
Yeah, like what drives him? I got his kind of vibes from this guy. He's
Yeah, what
there,
I called him a knockoff Megami when I first saw it. I was like, oh, okay, a knockoff Megami. Cool.
right? Yeah,
That's vibes. A sullen vibe. Like he lost somebody,
yeah.
and now like his whole thing is to like avenge the person that he died. Because in Jujutsu Kaisen, Megami's sister got cursed.
Oh, okay.
And that's ultimately what threw him into that world.
Right.
Same vibes with this guy. Family died. Now I want to go kill devils, right?
Man, when they showed his backstory, I like, oh, someone's gonna die. I'm like, oh, this little kid's gonna die. The little brother that's always annoying you, you know, but you love your little brother. It's just your family's giving him attention. He's bugging me so much. I was like, oh, this kid's gonna die. He's gonna be, and then he killed his whole family. I was like, oh, okay. All right, we're gonna go that route. But you know, like there's always a normal formula with these animes, and you know, and we see that. And I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, that I don't think he's driven by sex. I don't know, man. Like him and Eye Patch Girl got an interesting relationship going. Dynamic, yeah. With the whole Denji flipped out because the kiss that they share when they swap cigarettes. That's another interesting thing, man. I keep getting off track and a bit off topic. I've never seen a more pro anime show for cigarettes.
Yeah,
which I'm completely fine with. I don't think you should just like shun a thing like they did with Stranger Things. I think season 1 or season 2, they were smoking a lot of cigarettes because it takes place in the 80s, and then people complain like, I smoke too much cigarettes. It's like, oh, come on, people.
Yeah.
But this anime, she's like, yeah, man, smoke the cigarette. It's the thing to do. And he's like, all right, and now he smokes cigarettes. And her whole thing is, we don't live long anyway. Might as well smoke cigarettes.
Might as well smoke a cigarette, enjoy something. Listen,
Right.
I agree. All right.
Yeah.
Listen, I could die any day now. All right? I'm smoking a cigarette.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, what other characters we got? We got. So I thought we would see more from this Puchita or whatever the dog name is, the chainsaw dog. I thought we would see more of
Yeah,
him.
but I mean, he can't be Chainsaw Man without the Chainsaw Dog replacing his heart. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
But the first
it
time it
did
happened,
seem. I did think he would be like the lovable mascot, and like maybe they would like. You can't find a way to give him that same power and keep the dog around because the dog is kind of adorable.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I'm sure merchandise sales are through the roof. But
Yeah, that's
just
why I'm surprised they. That's why I'm surprised they kind of handled the character the way they did. Like, why don't you just figure out another way to make him Chainsaw Man?
right. But I'm thinking maybe the dog is important. Because the devil that wants to kill Denji.
Yeah,
I'm thinking this after.
what's the motivation behind wanting to kill Denji? Like,
Yeah.
besides him being like another devil, so to speak. Like, I don't get it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm surprised. Usually this anime's been moving pretty quick, but we've been stuck in the hotel for 2 episodes now.
Yeah,
it looks like it's gonna wrap up in the next one. But I'm definitely interested to see why the was it the Eternity Devil wants to consume Denji. Because we don't really know much about the Chainsaw Devil.
We
dog.
don't. Yeah, we don't.
I don't know if
So
it
that
belonged
does
to
seem
his
to be
dad
like
or what.
some importance there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was hanging out at his dad's cemetery plot. And it's like we didn't really get much of that. They shared a little moment when they combined, but then that was it. Didn't see any more of it. But I like overpowered characters, but I also like just normal characters. And this is a normal character. He's not, at least he doesn't seem overpowered at the moment. He's just got chainsaws coming out of his head and arms.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he's pretty strong. I don't know if I'd call him OP.
Right, yeah, I'm saying he's not, yeah. But you know, usually with these, this is the first time this has happened with a human and or whatever, they have something in them that allows them to reach levels that they shouldn't type thing. And if it goes by normal animes, it should go down that route. And that might be why the Eternity Devil is after him or something like that. But
yeah,
we'll know to the next episode. But yeah, I hope it's not like a 13 or 12 episode thing. I hope it's at least 26.
Man, something tells me it won't be. It's going to be the same bullshit you've been getting, man. The fucking 12 episode run. You gotta wait 2 years for Chainsaw Man season 2. Like, fuck you.
Is that how it's been? Is that how it was for Jujutsu and Demon Slayer?
No, Jujutsu Kaisen did have a 26 episode arc. It did.
Okay.
But I mean, we've been waiting 2 years for fucking season 2 now.
Well, you say we, but
fucking sucks.
That's a you thing. Man.
I have. Well, that's why you don't know anybody's name. I think you should go back and watch Jujutsu Kaisen. You don't know anybody's name in Jujutsu Kaisen. You don't remember one character's name.
Let's see. You keep saying Gojo. Is that a person's name?
Gojo, the guy with the white hair.
I was gonna guess.
Okay.
Is his name actually Gojo?
Yeah, it's his name, Gojo.
Okay, yeah. So that's the sensei.
You got Yuji Itadori. You got Megami. You got Nobara.
Stop.
Man, like, come
Stop,
on,
man.
dude.
I'm not gonna remember any of
Dude,
that.
just go back and watch it. Like, what are you doing?
Why? 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 Listen,
Because it's really good.
I'm sure it is good. But you said it's been what, 2 years?
It's been I mean about a year and a half. It'll be 2 years when it comes back. I think it comes back on January, I believe.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll catch up on it beforehand. Just remember, but no,
Yeah,
it
catch up on it beforehand, dude. It's really it like I said, I moved it ahead of Demon Slayer, and you know how I feel about Demon Slayer. I love Demon Slayer.
yeah,
I had to finally say, you know what, this is better than Demon Slayer. I had to say, I mean, it's fucking really good.
right.
It's really good. Like I had to like once I paid attention and I kind of got over the fact that it's kind of that they explain shit during fights, which is kind of annoying to me. But once I got over that fact, I learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just a normal thing in anime.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
they it,
I'm new to the whole thing, man. So you know,
right.
it disoriented me. I'm like, dude, why? Hey, man, I need to hear this, but I also got a picture of this guy fighting. Like, why don't you guys just sit down and explain it to me over some tea? All right, come on, slow down.
Because they got to drag that thing out. Cause
Yeah,
so they call it like an anime second. Like there's so much going on. Like these fights don't last 20 whatever minutes like the whole episode. It
yeah.
it happens in a matter of seconds or maybe minutes. But so to drag it out and make it seem it's more epic.
Like it was, yeah, like it was a
Yeah.
long time.
Like we're going to explain to you exactly what's going on, because if they just
Yeah,
showed it as it happened, we're not gonna. It's gonna like, oh, I guess he won real quick, drag it out so you don't catch up with the manga and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I've gotten used to it. But Hunter x Hunter is pretty bad at that. I don't know why I went back and watched Hunter x Hunter, and I think I told you it's not as good as I remember.
yeah. You told me
Yeah,
that.
the
Yep.
first time I watched, I was like, "Wow, this is good." Second time, I'm like, "Man, the protagonist is annoying. It sucks." And then towards the end, they try to make him like into this badass. I'm like, he's never been this at any point. This is completely off character. It all felt weird, but the last arc was amazing. It's just it was so different from everything else. Um, but I got high hopes for Chainsaw Man.
I
Uh,
do, man. It's fun. It's fun. I tell anybody if you watch anime, watch Chainsaw Man. It's fun.
Wait a sec,
Very
hold on.
humorous. You know, yeah.
You're at
And I hope
home,
they never lose that tone. I hope they never get like overly dark. You know,
right? Yeah. Um,
stay horny, man. Stay horny. That's all I'm asking. All right, just stay. Be what you are. Weird as hell.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I hope. Yeah. I hope they don't. I hope they don't change the tone much. I have no problems with this show so far. The animation is good. The every outro is different. That's something you
Yeah,
don't normally see.
yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I just appreciate the fact that they put that work in.
yeah.
Cause that's a lot of anime, make up a new song and everything. And then the intro just hits, man. It's just good.
It does. It does. It
Um,
does.
apparently there's a lot of movie references in the intro that I just don't get.
I didn't pay
Um,
attention to it. I listen to the music and bop my head because I like it.
yeah. Apparently it's like Reservoir Dogs and a whole bunch of other movie. Like the whole intro is nothing but movie references. And
Okay.
and yeah, so it's just
It's a hey this anime, which I you won't know much about this world. It's more on my side, but the not safe for work and Reddit subs are loving this anime. All right, loving it, loving it.
oh, right.
Look,
Oh,
they
I'm
made it
sure.
easy. All right, they made it easy,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's another thing too. I watch some of this stuff sometimes. I'm like, hey, I wonder, are they just doing this because they know what people are gonna do anyway? So you just say fuck it, you do it for them, you know?
Right. Yeah, they call it fan service when it's like, yeah, this
Yeah.
this isn't necessary, but hey, we're gonna make hey,
We see what you horny bastards like doing.
yeah,
So, you know.
yeah. This is directed at teenage boys, so it's hey,
Yes. Yes, yes,
you
yes,
know,
yes,
um,
yes.
He was so disappointed.
He
He's like, wait a
was.
second. First of all, that first final shouldn't have counted. Because she had the padding on. And it's sad. I was like, hold on, they seem bigger than normal. What's going on here? Did they do that just because he's about to grab him? But nope, it was padding. And then hey, they explain to him, hey, sex is better when it's with someone you connect with. He's maturing before our eyes. He's growing up like a teenage boy before our eyes, and they're teaching the
Yeah.
teenage
At,
boys
at
that's
first,
watching a lesson.
listen. At first, he was just the idea of bread with jam, like made his whole world,
Oh
and
yeah,
then like the power of titties. He was like, "Well, wait a minute, what's this?" And then he gets that, and then he's like, "Well, shit, I'm still kind of disappointed." And then he has that little chat with the old Makima, and he's like, "Oh man, wait a minute.
yeah,
There's so much more to the world. Listen, I'll do whatever you tell me to do if you just give me what you promised to give me. All right? Yeah, I'll
right.
risk my life."
Hey, some people be like that.
Dude, he killed that slug thing with like half a chainsaw attached to his head. All right, he
Oh
was like,
yeah,
"I'll fucking do anything." All right,
oh yeah, he was
shit was
motivated to get a
hilarious.
fondle. Then he only got
Yeah,
3 anyway. But hey, he's growing before our eyes. Um, so there seems to be a lot more characters just going to introduce, at least going by the intro.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
like when they're sitting at the movie theater, there's a guy with like a shark face on him, or a half a shark on his face, or something like that. There's someone with wings. Um, so it looks like a lot more is going to be introduced, and I'm looking forward to that. Usually, I don't watch the anime intro because it reveals too much, but I don't know anything about the anime, so I'll watch the first intro. But like the next season, I probably won't because it's going to reveal too much. Um, and if you get back into One Piece, I recommend as you go on to not watch the intros because they're going to reveal the whole plot. Well, you don't care about spoilers,
Yeah,
but
I don't care. I don't care.
yeah, One Piece's intros are notorious for just showing everything. How's good?
I may just skip to the latest episode of One Piece because I can't do all these seasons. I don't
Oh
have the
man,
fucking time. I don't have the fucking time.
I don't say you can't.
Send me to the hey, well, somebody point me to the best arcs and I'll watch it from there because
I'll do
I'm
that.
not gonna watch all this.
I'll do that. Where'd you lead off? Would you
I left off. I'm still with fucking Arlong and Nami. Fucking shit's taking forever.
watch the end of that fight? Uh, I mean, you really don't need to watch the end of the fight. I just think it's a good fight. Um, unless you just want me to tell you how it ends.
Yeah,
Um,
sure, whatever. I don't care.
so they fight. Did it get to the part? Have they started fighting Arlong yet?
No, they have not.
Okay, so Nami. So yeah, you asked me before. Did she really rob them? And yes, she robbed Luffy and had no plans of going back, even though she was happy there
Yep.
because she made a deal with Arlong that she, she could buy the island from him for a certain price. So she steals from people for that reason. She steals, she hides it because she's effectively a part of the Arlong pirates. So anything she
Yeah, I
finds,
did pick up on that. She's a part of the crew, effectively. Yep.
yeah. So anything she finds supposed to go to him. So she has to hide everything. She's the navigator. She's like the best in the world at mapping out the world from whatever signs or whatever. She's like the best at it. That's why Luffy wants her and all that. So she steals. Eventually, she gets close to having the right amount. Arlong finds out, takes all the money. Then you go to her backstory about how Arlong killed her mother in front of her and her sister, and she's basically a slave for Arlong. She gets, stays locked up in a room, slaving away, doing these maps and all that. Luffy finds all this stuff out. She cries to Luffy to help. Luffy goes to help. They go to fight Arlong. It's a big, massive fight. It's a very good fight. Luffy finds the room that she's been locked up in, goes nuts in it. Arlong goes nuts. He takes out Arlong. Nami joins the crew. I mean, that's basically it. And then they
Permanently.
go, yeah,
Yeah.
permanently. She's the navigator. And then they go off. So do they have the chef already?
They do. Yeah, they
All
already
right.
they are
So they
yeah,
have the
yeah, yeah.
chef. They got Usopp, right? Yeah, because
They
they
got
got the
they
chef.
got Usopp, they got the chef, and of course they got my main man with the three swords.
Yeah, Zoro. So
Zoro.
they still got to get the doctor. They still got to get their musician and a shipwright, someone who can repair the ship. So you still got three more members they got to pick up.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and you also meet Luffy's brother.
Well, you know what though? Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get through all of that and then I'll start skipping ahead.
I would say, and it's a lot. So after this arc, I'm pretty sure. Okay, after this arc, they go to get their doctor. It's not so they just find these people. It's not like they go to this place. Hey, let's go get a doctor. It just happens they go to a place and there's a doctor there that ends up joining the crew. Um, that's a relatively short arc. But then after that, they get a temporary crew member in
Yeah.
the desert, and they fight their real first big bad guy. I mean, like Luffy's taking L's all day. I think he loses 2 or 3 times to this guy before he beats him.
Okay, okay.
And that's probably the first. That's the first long arc. Like I know
Yeah,
you
the
said
first
these.
long arc. They're all been long. Hey, get
No,
out of here.
the Alabasta arc is insanely long compared to everything else. But you can skip most of that to the end of the fight because it's important, but it's not that important. They don't gain anybody new to the crew or anything. It's just they fight an important character, and it teaches you the different levels of people there are to the world. Then after that, you can really, I'm not talking a lot. I'm gonna wrap it up. So after
No,
that,
you're good, man. Please explain.
so you're introduced into Luffy's brother during that arc, and he was my favorite character in the show. He still is. He's still top 5 favorite character in the show. So they meet up. You get some Luffy's backstory, and you see Luffy's family tree, which is ridiculous. And then the arc after that is the Marine Ford arc, and I think that's probably one of the most important arcs in the entire show because it takes everything gets ramped up afterwards, and there's like
Okay.
a drastic turn happens. Um, and there's a reason why, which I won't say.
Okay.
And then there's a time skip, and then the bullshit starts to happen when the arcs take like 2 years long to go
2
through.
years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well, like I told you, I'm very, very mad that they canceled the Valerian spinoff. I wanted to see Corliss, fight with Luffy for the One Piece. All right, I did. All right, King of the Seas.
the hell are you
All right,
talking about?
Corliss Valerian was supposed to get a TV show, a spinoff.
Oh, this is your Drake show, right?
Yeah, yeah. House of the Dragon. He's supposed to get a spinoff, and it was all about like his legendary voyage. And I've always imagined like that was the One Piece. So I just want to see a crossover project between One Piece and House of the Dragon. I want to see Corliss Valerian versus Luffy. All right, I do. I want to see it.
Well, I mean, he's a rubber guy, so I think he'd
He got the
win.
gum fruit.
Oh, speaking of gum, so there's a random arc in the middle of all this where they go to a sky island, and the bad guy is modeled after Eminem.
Oh damn.
Listen, this show has been around since 1999, so a lot of pop culture is in it.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but honestly, I think it's all good as long as it is. And I know I say these arcs are long and all that. It's just when I can binge it all, I'm fine with it. It's just when I have to wait every week because they rarely take breaks, and every week for like 2 years just to finish an arc, it's like, all right, come on. But then I can just watch. I don't watch it like the arc that they're going on now. I want to see how it ends. I actually know how it ends because the manga's finished and it's all over Facebook and everything. It's a huge reveal of what happens. So I know how it ends, but the anime is
I'm
just so
so
far
behind.
behind.
It wouldn't mean a thing for me. Okay, it wouldn't mean a thing.
Right. I'm saying, yeah, that for me. Like from the beginning of this arc to how the arc ends, it's such a huge gap. I'm gonna just wait for it to end in the anime and then watch it all. Even though I know how it ends, I'm starting to become like you, and I'm scared. I don't know how I feel about it because I'm like,
Come
whoa,
on, dude, whatever. If you enjoy something, it can't be spoiled. That's my thing. If I enjoy something, you can't spoil it. Yeah, it's just I don't care. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna fucking love it.
yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
House of Dragon. I kind of knew everything that was gonna happen. Did not care. Watch every episode Sunday.
Endgame was 100% spoiled for me, and I hated it. I didn't hate the movie, but I'm like, okay, I'm watching the movie. I'm like, all right, when's it gonna happen? Because I already know Tony Stark's gonna die. Because some asshole posted that shit all over Twitter in the middle of a normal paragraph,
Yeah,
like a
that's pretty
dick.
fucked up, man. That is pretty fucked up.
And I'm like, all right, when's he gonna die? And then like it happened. I'm like, oh, here we go.
The rumors around it were so pervasive that I just kind of knew that I didn't care because it was the chatter around the fact that Tony Stark would probably be dying was so all over the place with all over the internet that I couldn't even dodge that one. So I
Right,
didn't care. And
right,
I'm not gonna lie, that's the one part about internet culture that kind of sucks. People spoil everything now, dude. Like you gotta fucking really be careful. And
yeah,
then you got the properties that are being converted from books and stuff like that. You got the fucking book readers telling you everything. Like, luckily, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't care. But
right,
if I was a person like you, yeah, I'd hate this internet culture because they people tell everything. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
right. And to be honest, most of the time I'm good. Is because I can tell when it's this is gonna have spoilers in it. I can just scroll. I've trained myself to
Yeah,
not pay attention. Oh, that's a bright color picture of people in the show I'm watching. You know what? I probably shouldn't look at that because there's a
skip
lot of
it. Don't
words
look at
underneath.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I keep
yeah,
scrolling. It's just that this asshole just decided to really screw with people and put
yeah. I
Tony
I
Stark
don't get the
dies.
urge to do that. I
Yeah,
don't get the urge to do that. It's very rude. It's impolite.
very.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you don't you know what? You know what? Yeah. I would say as much as you spoil things, it's not you don't do it with malice intent.
I don't do it with
You
malice. I
yeah,
do it
you're
because I'm excited.
exactly. Yeah, you're just excited. Man, I just watched this thing and this happened. Yeah,
And
the
it,
show just came out an hour ago, but man, look at this. I'm like, geez, I'm glad
yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
watching.
mean to do it. When I
Yeah,
do it, it's definitely not on purpose. I don't fucking mean to do it. I say, shit, my bad.
right.
But the people that like put together entire fucking podcasts just to talk about some shit that just came out, it's like, hey man, come on, knock it off.
Right. At least put spoiler warnings.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
good ones, at least on YouTube that I watch, there's timestamps. They're like, hey, this part is going to be spoiler free, but at this, I don't know, 15 minutes in, it's going to be spoiler heavy. Warning, you've been warned. If you keep
yeah,
watching, this is your fault type thing.
yeah.
Um, but you need to go see Black Panther 2 so we can talk about it. Because I don't know. I did not expect to hear that take read that take that I saw last night. I wasn't
Uh,
expecting that. I was expecting that by a certain type of people, but I didn't think that person felt in that category.
yeah, yeah.
So it completely threw me off because there's people that are upset that they made Namor
Um, uh, uh,
Latino
yeah,
Latino
yeah.
and but like after Age of Ultron, I just started accepting, hey, they're just doing things different.
It's
It
it's it's really not that big of a deal, guys. Like these are fake people here, right? These an Atlantean. All right, listen, an Atlantean can be anybody. Sorry, he can.
right,
Atlanteans aren't real. Relax, right? It's
right,
only weird. It's only weird when it feels gratuitous and it feels like they're like really, really being condescending towards the audience. But I
right.
mean, Namor to me being like a hidden Mayan, having being of Mayan descent. That seems like an interesting story that I'd like to hear. Well, tell me more about that. Right? That seems interesting.
I think he was Aztec. So you'll I don't remember exactly. There's a lot that happens in that movie. You'll probably remember better, or you'll see it when you watch the movie. Um, but it's not Atlantean. There are no Atlanteans. They completely changed that 100%.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like Atlanta, at least not in the area that he patrols. It's not a thing.
Gotcha,
It's
gotcha.
completely something different. And look, I understand why some people would be upset. Like, if this is if you're a huge Namor fan and the only interpretation on live screen is this, I can understand why people be upset because, like, hold on, um, this
Hey,
isn't what
but
I grew up on or anything. I
are
can
there
understand it.
any big Namor fans? Or are there just really big Namor stands out in the world? Are there really?
I think so because he's a part of the Illuminati in the comic books.
Okay, I got you.
So
I got you.
he's yeah. So and he's the first mutant from Marvel. I I think
What
you
the
know.
problem with that is that there's a stand for every major comic book character ever, so we shouldn't
Yeah.
change any of them ever. Like
Oh, you're
we
right.
just kind
Yeah.
of got to get over it here, man. Like I don't. This is where like the practical adult in me comes out, and I look at the children that get mad about this stuff. So I'm like, hey, man, grow the fuck up. All right. It wouldn't be interesting. To my opinion, a direct comic book translation is not interesting. It's like you already don't fucking know what happens. What are you watching it for? Right? It's like when people want the books to be just like the show or the movie. And it's like, well, that's fucking boring. What's the fucking point of that? I
Well,
like
hey,
when you take an artistic interpretive spin on
right,
a story. You know,
right. I get it, but man, them Harry Potter movies suck to me because they're so different from the books. Like, to me, the Harry Potter books, and still I haven't read them all. They're so great. I'm like, oh, I would like to see this exactly on the screen. If there's some things different, that's fine. But there's so much things that were different, and in reality, it wasn't really a lot. It's just I
it wasn't
know,
really a lot. I
yeah,
read the books and watched the movies. I love both properties for their own,
I
worlds.
I wish I could do that. Some things I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool, I get it. But I don't know, certain things that I really like, and then it's just different. I'm like, well, I like these parts that they cut out, and now that they changed it, it's just it feels different. And I don't know. I guess that's based on my expectations going in on something. But with Marvel, I'm just Marvel movies. I'm just I'm good now because Age of Ultron, Tony Stark built Ultron, and I'm like, that I don't think that happened. That's supposed to be Hank Pym. So it's like, okay, this is their own universe. But then Kevin Feige is like, well, actually, this is universe
Well,
616.
that's just a stupid misstep by Kevin Feige, and I
Look,
just ignore it. Like, yeah,
Kevin
okay,
Feige can
obviously
go.
it's not
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah, yeah. Feige,
It can't be Kevin.
yeah. I'm like, there was no need for him to do that at all.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
so that, yeah. So, but and listen, I agree with you. Some of these people just need to just go and watch the movie and enjoy it. But I'm just saying I can understand when hey, this is not what in the sense of it, it could have been a completely different character, to be honest, because he's only Namor in the name
In
and
name, either name
and
or
some
name
look.
only.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I can understand that. Um, and the Ryan Coogler was saying he just didn't want another Aquaman when there's an Aquaman movie out, and
Thank God.
people are like, well, they're. I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I love the Namor character in the backstory. This is the other people's perspective, which is Aquaman and Namor are so different. There's there's no reason to think that, oh, this is just another Aquaman, because they are complete. Their mannerisms are different and everything's different about them. So
Yeah.
people are like, you could have clearly done Atlantis. Now, I don't think they Namor come from Atlanta. Would be a good movie. I don't know what the dogs
Look,
and who knows
I
what
want I want to see it. All right, name more from Atlanta. Let's see what that looks like.
stealing people killer whales and whatnot. Um, but I'm just saying I understand where people are coming from. But yeah, whenever you go see the movie, I hope. I just hope you enjoy it. I hope it's good for you as a
I'm sure I will. I mean, honestly, I'm sure I will.
right.
Because I'm the kind of person I don't look to not like things. So
Yeah.
when I don't like something, it's because you really earned it. I don't go into things like determined not to like something like I've noticed a lot of people do.
Right.
And I find that's very strange behavior. Knock it off. Stop being weird.
Hey, well, they can blog about it. It's some old people. People still blog, right?
I when I go into things, man, I'm looking for every reason to like it.
Right.
And if I come out and I don't like it, God damn it, you earned that one because I want to like it.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I try to go and listen. I'm surprised I lasted as long as I did with the House of the Drake show. Because I wanted to like it just didn't work out. So, and so there's nothing I go in like, oh man, I hope this sucks. Well, there's some things, but it's not because I want it to suck. It's because I want this franchise to end so they can start over and do it again.
Please stop.
I don't need 6 Resident Evil movies with that chick in it from Fifth Element.
That's the one they can reboot. Hey, come on.
And then
I want to like it so bad. I mean, I want to like it so bad. God, I want to like it so bad.
They already rebooted it.
I need y'all to end this thing and then reboot it. All right, please.
They rebooted it twice since, and both of them were not well received. They did the show, which you didn't like, but I kind of did. And then they had the movie Welcome to Raccoon City, which they clearly didn't have the budget for any monsters.
Yeah.
And it just, listen. Leon Kennedy doesn't need to be, you know what? Never mind.
Listen. I want to see a black Leon. Right? I do.
Leon Kennedy's Hispanic,
but I'm not gonna lie. Okay,
Wesker's black. About. Like, what's going on?
Going back to the whole change in racist situation, I didn't see a need to make Wesker black. I'll be real about that.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. I didn't see the need for it. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, there was absolutely no need for that. Weird. And then they gave him the same hairdo with that afro. I would go to an auction and buy that fake afro and put it on display.
Oh,
that thing was so ridiculous. My goodness. Yeah. I don't understand why they did that. Well, I get it because that's just that's what shows do now. For whatever reason, that no, we can change this because whatever reason. If it's I don't know, man. Society tells me I'm supposed to be okay with it, but a lot of times, honestly, I'm not because I don't see the need for that. If you can't have the lore of Resident Evil say this is canon, but all of a sudden this guy's black, it just doesn't work like that for me. Yeah. If it was a different universe and some things are different, it's like, okay. But no, you're saying those games you played, this is that timeline. No, it's not. Because Wesker is not a black dude. Like, there's no need. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't know. Like the Little Mermaid thing, I don't care about that one because I think it's a shit story to have a little girl leave her home for some dick. I just think that's weird. I don't think that's a Disney story that.
He said, "This is not worth fighting for."
Yeah, like this down here kind of sucks.
But I think you're missing something. The appeal of Little Mermaid is the music, and that's why I don't mind you changing her race for a live action film because I think you found one of the best fits for the thing. Little Mermaid's a musical, obviously. Right. I don't think a lot of people care about the story. I'm gonna be honest. When people think about Little Mermaid, they just think about their favorite Disney songs. It brings back that sort of recollection. I don't think most people give a fuck about the actual story of Little Mermaid.
Right.
And I think when they look bringing in the young lady they brought in, she's clearly gonna be a great fit. Hell, I'm gonna watch it because I kind of want to hear her sing. I'll be honest. That's the only reason I'm gonna watch it because I kind of like musicals. So like, let me see what that sounds like in live action. So
Yeah.
that's the reason I'm interested. I don't really give a shit about the story at all. I just sing that song. All right.
Yeah, I'm not a musical guy. I'm not a fan of musicals at all. There's
Man, you never
very
seen Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Smith Street?
it keeps getting recommended to me.
Fucking Sweeney Todd is so good, man.
I like Johnny Depp. Everything about it seems interesting. It's just
Dude,
I
Mrs. Lovett's Meat Pies.
since I know it's a musical, I probably never watch it.
It's really good. When my wife suggested it to me when I was in Iraq, I was like, I ain't watching no damn musical. Then one day I got bored and I was like, well, let me watch this damn musical. And buddy, let me tell you what, from minute one, I was in there singing. Like, man, this is a great goddamn musical.
Right.
And that's when I changed my fucking mind on musicals. I did. I was like, oh, that's pretty entertaining. I won't lie.
There's some of them that are good, like the Goofy movie, like all Disney songs.
Yeah, Disney, those are musicals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them I grew up watching. Well, but as an adult now, I'm like
just not interested. Yeah.
Like Aladdin is good. Is all the movies are still great. Listen. No, let me do it.
Well, listen, I'll tell you the one live action adaptation that I'm waiting on from Disney because it is perhaps my most favorite musical. Hercules. And that's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. All right.
Yeah.
Man, the music of The Hunchback of Notre Dame is fucking outstanding. I would love to see that in live action. I would love to see like that out of control, impassioned rage from that fucking very, very horny fucking Catholic.
Oh yeah.
Like I would love to see it on live screen. That's one of the best movies ever. And that's one in my opinion, would take so well to live action. If you're out there and you've never seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, do yourself a favor and go watch that shit for your boy. All right.
Right. Yeah.
Great. Pure greatness.
Disney had what, like a 20, 30 year, 40-year run of just excellent animated movies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And then people stopped liking hand-drawn stuff for whatever reason.
And that's been, in my opinion, that's been one of the Pixar came along and with the world-class animation. But in my opinion, I think Disney lost some of its charm because they've gone away from that style. I'm sorry. That's a beautiful style.
Absolutely. Like, yeah.
I think about The Lion King. I think about, like I say, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like that animation style to me, it's simply perfection. It translates very well to the screen. And I wish they get back to it. I do.
Yeah, I don't think they will though.
That sucks, man. Yeah, that sucks real bad.
Like what they did, Lost City Atlantis, they did Treasure Planet, they did a few that I thought were very well done, and then it didn't make the money in the box office. They were good movies, it just didn't. Hey, Disney's all about that dollar, and
yeah.
Hey, so.
Well, that's why I blame people for being stupid. All right.
Hey, so do I. I absolutely blame people for Thor 4. But listen,
go.
My favorite. I mean, not just you. It's just you and the group you represent. I
like Thor 3. Damn it! I didn't ask them to make Thor 4 the same movie.
Did you see it in the theaters? Okay, you know what? That's a bad example because I saw it twice in the theaters.
Thor 3, yeah, I saw it in there. I loved it.
I saw it twice and I gave it a shot. After the first time I watched it, I was like, no. I can't dislike the movie this much. That I must have missed something. So I went back and watched it again. And all it did was confirm that this movie sucks to me. I'm like, oh man, I thought it was a very not good movie. I won't say it's terrible. It's not Dark Knight Rises, but it is.
I was fucking thoroughly entertained the whole time, dude. It was such a change of pace. I don't see how you don't. It's so weird, man. It's weird because it was such a good change of pace. It almost could not be good. That's how I felt about it.
Well, that's the thing. So going back to the Little Mermaid thing, and I know we're a lot off topic from Chainsaw Man. The whole story thing, I'm more story driven than musicals and just what's going on the street. I want to know why things are happening and popping off. And the story of Thor 3 isn't terrible. It's just that it's backed up with too much silliness, and I can't take the serious tones of the story that's going on because it's a serious story that's going on. Him, Loki, and just everything.
Thor has an existential crisis during the movie. You
right?
Know, his dead father has to ask him, "What are you, Thor, God of Hammers?" Like he loses weight, he loses himself. I love the movie. The more I talk about it,
all that is going on, but I can't get over the 90s and 80s rock music, the silliness of every character. And I'm just like, it felt like I was watching a 90s comedy sitcom show. That's what it felt like to me. And I'm like,
hey, listen, once again, you're like in the minority, man.
I know.
Most people don't agree.
Man. Okay, you haven't seen Thor 4 yet, but what have you hearing about Thor 4?
Well, I've heard people are disappointed now because it's more of the same.
You're right.
But that's a different thing, though, right? I get it. The first time was fun.
I wasn't fooled. Like, okay, see, y'all were fooled the first time. I wasn't.
Well, nobody knew they were. First of all, no one even knew they were going to do a Thor 4. Like, who the fuck wanted that? Like, what's that?
Well, he had they announced it fairly early on. He wants to play Thor for a long time because I mean it's an easy paycheck for him. But I guess I just wasn't fooled, man. You know, hey, look, all these people buying in this bullshit Thor 3. I'm like,
I don't think anybody could have predicted they'd make the same movie again, though. I'm not gonna lie. Who would have thought?
I did when they announced. So I didn't even know. I didn't know who the director was of Thor 3. It was Taika Waititi. I didn't know that.
Well, once I found out it was Taika, I did have my suspicions because I know Taika. This is his thing. He throws glitter on everything he does. It's like the same glitter too. 80s rock music, jokes, silliness. So I had suspicions once I learned it was Taika Waititi. But like I'm saying, I thought that was the last Thor movie. So I'm like, yeah, that's a way to go. That's a bang. That's pretty dope. I liked it. It was fun. I liked how fun it was. The first two movies, not fun.
Right.
Those first two movies sucked. Real bad, real fucking bad. I'm like, that third one was so fun. It was like, yeah, that's cool, man. Now listen, if you come back and do it again, that's not my fault. I mean, shit, I didn't know. You know.
They announced, Taika Waititi's coming back for Thor 4. No, they said Taika Waititi's going to direct Thor 4. And like a dumbass, I was like, oh, as long as it's not the dude from last time, then I'm good.
That's Taika Waititi. Yes.
People like, that's the same fucking guy. I was like, shit. I didn't know. I at that time I just went to go see movies. I didn't look anything into it, who's directing what. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be more of the same shit. And it was. And
he does. He has a formula. He has a formula, man. And it's fucking, I'm gonna spray this fucking 80s rock band glitter over everything I do.
Right. And hey, I think he was involved with the newer Suicide Squad movie, which I thought was great. It was way better than the first one.
I don't think that's him. That's
it's James Gunn, but Taika Waititi's in it for a small bit. And
is he? Okay.
And in my head, I think he has some kind of input. Just because they're good friends type of deal. You know, not like he was a producer or anything. Just because usually if a director or someone's in a movie, even for a little part, they get some say on something because they're friends with whoever. Yeah. So I just, in my mind, I'm like, oh, he probably had some, at least with the stuff that involved him. And I thought the movie was extremely well done. Even with the cliche stuff that I normally don't like, a lot of people dying in the beginning. It's like, oh, you know, like Mortal Kombat 2, like you're just gonna kill Johnny Cage just like that, and you know, but Suicide the Suicide Squad, I thought was extremely well done, and then it led to the Peacemaker show. So I like I'm a fan of Taika Waititi. That and What We Do in the Dark or whatever it's called. It's
What we
just
do in the shadows, yeah.
yeah, that's fantastic show. It's just I guess I maybe it's a culmination of Thor 3, Guardians of the Galaxy, and a whole bunch of other Marvel movies just being the same tone at one time. And I'm like, I don't need everything to be a joke. Because before that,
Yeah.
like Winter Soldier and all that, they were serious tone movies, Iron Man and all that, you know. But then there was a mix. But then for like a period of time, it was just, hey,
Look, I hear what you're saying, but like if there were ever any franchise at that moment that needed that, it was fucking Thor.
right, hey,
Thor needed that, man. I'm sorry. They had to do something, man. They had to change the tone of this situation. Those first two suck real bad, bro. I'm sorry. I'm really down those first two.
hey, no,
I'm
listen,
fucking real down on them.
I completely understand. You know, clearly, a lot of people enjoyed Thor 3 because it was extremely successful, and they brought him back because it was so successful. I completely understand that. It's just I don't know. It threw me for a loop I wasn't ready for, and I just didn't enjoy it. I mean, you know, like we said earlier, the minority exists in these situations.
One thing I'm learning about you is if there's ever a minority fan base, you're gonna be in it. All right. If there's ever a fan base of like a random smattering of hatred towards some property, I can probably throw you in
Whoa.
there with it. Yeah, you probably ain't.
I've never used the word hate, sir. I may dislike
Well, you're
some
fine, not hate, but if there's
yeah.
ever like a small group of counterculturalists and over a very popular thing, I know. I think I know where you stand. I think I know where we're gonna put you at.
Not always, but it seems to be a theme. Not on purpose. It's just I don't know. I was raised weird, man, but that's not from this country. Things are just different. I see things different, I guess. I don't know. Why are you attacking me all of a sudden?
I'm
Huh?
not.
What's going on? What's going on, man? Jeez.
I mean, listen. I'm not saying that you're counterculture on purpose, but sometimes you're not. Look, I don't think you're doing a thing. All right, so it's fine.
Right.
It's fine. Some people do a thing where if something's popular, they pretend not to like it because it's popular, and that's fucking shit's annoying. It's like, all right, man, relax.
I
Sometimes
tried
things
to
are popular
watch the
because they're
show.
good.
Right. I tried to watch the show, Your House of Drakes. I did. And I
Yeah,
enjoyed it for
but
a
I
little
mean,
bit.
yeah,
And
but
then
you've
I
got fundamental differences with a television show. That's a different situation, right? Like that's you got
right.
irreconcilable differences. That's like
Yeah.
I get it. Like it is what it is. It's.
Right. And like a lot of stuff now, I don't see. You know what? Speaking of that, Hulu, and I'm gonna blame you.
Me,
Uh Listen, you convinced me to get Hulu somehow. I don't remember how you did it.
I talked it up. And look, and by the
Yeah.
way, I was right.
And
Okay.
listen, these small things keep popping up with Hulu that I'm noticing now. This all right. One, for whatever reason, when I first started watching Hulu, there was absolutely zero commercials of any type.
Yep. Yep.
Now they got these 10-second commercials in the beginning. I'm calling them commercials in the beginning of all these shows I watch. And it's not advertising anything. It's just saying, hey, I don't even know why they do it. It's hey, if for whatever reason you aren't watching Hulu, this show comes on Fox at this time every week. I'm like, why are you telling me this? And I
That's how you
can't
sneak
skip
it
it.
in there. That's how you
Yeah.
sneak it in there.
And I can't skip it. That's not something I can skip.
That's
That's one
not
thing they sneaking in that I don't appreciate. That's 10 seconds of a show I could be watching. I don't like it. Second thing, I I, I was gonna cave in and just buy a year subscription on Hulu. The only year subscription that I saw had ads in it.
What?
So yeah, like
That must be a new change. Really? I didn't. Wow.
Do you have a year subscription or do you pay monthly?
I had it last year, and then I changed debit card, so it kind of fell off. Yeah, I bought a yearly, maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago.
Did it have
And
ads in it?
I bought an ad free. It was ad
Oh,
free.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I missed it, but I looked on the website. I like, all right, I'm just go ahead and buy a year. I don't want to keep paying this amount every month. And then I'll watch all my show. I'm making up excuses for myself. Then I'll watch show and then I get rid of it. But the only option they had for $79, which was a bargain or whatever, had ads in it. So I'm like, the only way I could get a bargain for this yearly thing of Hulu if I get the version that
if I get
like.
the ad supported version, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well,
like,
listen, it's capitalism, sir. Listen, hey, Disney owns Hulu. Be mad at Disney.
They don't own all of Hulu though. They own like a third.
Oh, is it like a third? Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, who owns the rest?
I'm not sure. I know that I don't think they're allowed to own all of Hulu. It's that whole monopoly system type thing.
Gotcha. Hey, listen, man. Between Hulu and HBO Max, they got the two best streaming services. I like it. Whatever flaws they make. Look, listen. I'm an American in the year 2022. I'm so accustomed to flaws. My favorite website, Twitter, may be coming to a close thanks to Elon Musk.
Listen, we need to listen. You need to get back in that programming program you were doing, and
get back into coding and make my own Twitter.
Listen, and then you can make it, and then you can do that plan you've been talking about in the background.
You know,
and then you're good. You can set up your own Twitter island or whatever you call it. I don't know. You probably spell Twitter differently based on the way you say it. That's the thing you do.
Well, it's a random attack.
It's not an attack. It's something that I
just hit me with a fucking billy club. What I do? There's only one way to say Twitter.
Right. Listen, it was my first time encountering this.
Come on,
constant.
That's a little personal spin you put on a word.
I mean, look, I get it, and I understand that people say things there, but I've never seen it on a consistent basis like I do now. Just constant, and then it changes every few months. Like y'all weren't saying it like that 6 months ago. Why is it different now?
Listen, you're old. Climb out of your damn hole.
It's nothing to do with being old.
Come on.
That has nothing to do. And that whole sand whatever thing, I still haven't. I still don't believe. You talking about the sandbox or
the sandbox, the stand?
Stand. That I honestly don't believe that's the thing.
That is a thing. People call it that all the time. Yeah, you been to the stand? Yeah, I've been to the stand. When did you go? I went in 2007.
I think I don't think. I think
they call Chicago Chirac for obvious reasons. I mean,
what?
No. You've never heard called Chirac?
No.
Yeah.
The only Chirac I heard of was referring to the Shire.
Hey,
Lord of the Rings as a Chirac. I've heard of that.
Come on.
I've heard that. I've heard Chi-Town.
This is what you do on purpose. See, this is what
you're
doing.
I
intentionally doing it. You're being like Rick Sanchez in episode 1, season 6 of Rick and Morty, where he pretended not to know who Iron Man was. It's like, who are you doing that for?
I'm being 100%. Chirac? No, I've never heard of Chicago. I heard of Windy City and Chi-Town. Why would you call it Chirac?
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
What's the obvious reason? Please tell me.
Guns.
Huh?
All the guns and the violence. All right, it's like a war zone.
That's America. You got.
But Chicago's a little different. All right,
because it starts with shy. Because it sounds.
Yeah, that's what you say. It's funny that way.
That's just lazy. Yeah, that's lazy.
Maybe.
What do you call Alabama, Afghanistan? Is that what you call it then?
No. That's
it starts with an A.
See, that's why you don't know this stuff. You're not good at these games. Oh.
That's Chirac, man. Whatever. What do you
Listen,
call
I don't
Detroit?
just call it that, but I've heard it called that. That's not something I say. That's not what I'm saying is that's not terminology I use, but
Right.
I've heard the terminology used.
And I've heard Chirac as in reference to
If
Lord of
I
the Rings.
refer to Chicago, I'm just gonna say Chicago.
Right.
Just gonna use the word, you know. But I'm just saying, like, you people switching up words to shorten up for other words is that's just human language. It's something people do because it's fun.
What's the stand short for?
Afghanistan.
I've never
It's
heard
called
that.
the stand.
I've heard of. I
It's
mean, it
also a
makes
great Stephen
sense.
King novel.
It
Only the stand. It's only with the D at the end. You know, the stand.
look, it makes sense. I just never heard. Maybe because I've never been to Afghanistan. I've only been to Iraq.
Yeah, I've never been to Afghanistan either. I was in Iraq. I deployed to Iraq. I didn't go to Afghanistan.
But
But
if you went to the desert for deployment, we just call it the sandbox. No matter where you went, we didn't jazz it up with the stand or
I mean,
whatever.
but how do I know where in the sandbox? It's a big sandbox. Did you go to Iraq? You go to Afghanistan? Where'd you go? Well, I went to the stand. Oh, okay, cool.
I
You
guess
know,
we call Kuwait.
Kuwait.
So you
So
don't
it's
have it. So there's nothing special for Iraq or Kuwait. It's only
no, no,
Afghanistan.
no, no. It's just
No,
Afghanistan. Yeah. And don't ask me why. I don't fucking know why, but that's just the thing. That's the
because
way
it's
human
four
language
syllables.
works.
That's why. Because it's more than two syllables, and you know,
Maybe. Yeah.
hey, I don't want to keep saying all that.
Yeah.
So,
Afghanistan. I understand.
oh, breaking news. Hmm. Broncos might be looking at a new coach next season.
Did you win your last game?
Hell nah.